Hi everybody, I've got these questions that I need to answer apparently, so if you have any other further comments on the questions that I'm going to answer or any other further questions, please do go to my Instagram or my Twitter or my website and I'll do my best to answer your queries. Not necessarily. You do get builders at auctions, and of course in the old days they'd all turn up in their scruffy overalls because they've been getting their hands dirty on a particular site or house that they're renovating. Now it's of course online, so you don't really know who you're bidding against. I much prefer to be in the room live because you get to know people, great contacts and so on. So in the old days I'd say what you've said is probably true. You do get more builders than anyone else buying the smaller properties, the houses that need renovating, the odd plot of land. But more recently, with all this property education and so on, you do get a lot of first-time bidders, first-time buyers at auction. And by the way, you've got to be super careful at auction. Don't forget, every property in an auction has probably got a problem. It's up to you to know what that problem is, and it's up to you to know how to solve that problem. What may help you is my book, funnily enough, auctions book, which I've got. You can buy it on my website, johnhowardproperty.com. I think what you mean, is it possible to purchase a piece of land perhaps that's currently connected to a house that has got planning for a property on its own, or you can hopefully go and get planning on it. Now, yes, of course it's possible to find a plot in London like that. I wouldn't worry whether it needs a separate title or not, because that's what your solicitor will do. And all these people peddling a course on title splitting, it's a load of rubbish. All you do is ring your solicitor up and say, I want to sell this part of the property off, can you sort it out? And they will split the title for you. You don't need to get involved in it. It's certainly not a 2-day course, that is for sure. I can assure you of that. One of the best ways of finding this type of property or land that you're looking for is to go on the planning portal. The planning portal of the local authority is free. It's open to the public. You can go on there and you can see what properties are going for planning permission at the moment, plots, which is what you're interested in. You can see where they are, who owns them, and all the rest of it. And then you can go direct to the vendor or the owner and say, look, you know, would you consider selling it subject to planning or when you've got planning? So good luck with that. Not easy, but not impossible. What a great question. And thank you, by the way, for reading all my books, all 4 of them. In fact, there's a 5th one coming out on commercial property shortly, so you've got 1 more to go soon. Please do buy them on johnhowardproperty.com because Amazon takes so much money off me that it's hardly worth having them on Amazon. But of course, my publisher makes sure they are on Amazon. So what do you do next, having read all the books? Well, you need to get organised. One of the things you could do is come on my property seminar, my 2-day comprehensive seminar. You can find out when they are on by going to johnhowardproperty.com. In the meantime, let me give you some quick advice. That advice is this. Decide what you want to buy, where you want to buy it, what price you want, or how much you want to spend. How much have you got? Organise your funding up front. In other words, get yourself organised. Some people will say, well, I don't mind where it is in the country. Well, that's all very well, but it's very hard to do that, because when you talk to an agent, they say, well, where do you buy? Well, we buy anywhere in the UK. That's okay if you're a certain size, and I buy anywhere in the UK. But even so, I still specialise in certain things, and that's what you need to do. And if you've got a full-time job, and please do not give up your job and say you're going to go full-time into property when you've hardly started. Please don't do that, or say you're going to be a deal finder and find lots of deals for people, because it's very, very hard. You can do that in your spare time. And that's the great thing about property. Please don't go committing yourself fully to this without having money behind you. Very important that you don't. And of course, if you've got a full-time job, you're going to struggle if you live in London and you try and buy a property up in Scotland or somewhere. So that needs refurbishing. So you've got to be sensible about where you buy. There's lots of places, say you're based in London, lots of places within an hour and a half drive of London that are sensibly priced and where you can find a bargain and make some money. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing you at my seminar. Goodness me, that's a tough question, isn't it? Planning game as a strategy. It's a great strategy, especially if you haven't got that much money, because you can buy a property or agree to buy a property subject to planning or on a 5-year option. That way, you don't pay for the property until it's got planning permission. And by the way, by the time it's got planning permission, you could have sold it on to someone else. Better still, you could even get someone else who you're selling it onto to apply for all the planning permission for you to save you the cost of that as well. So the answer is planning gain is always a great strategy. It's not for everyone at all. Some people really enjoy it, others don't. And as I say with property, you've got to have a passion for what you do. I don't really like HMOs these days. I haven't done HMOs for years. I've got no real interest in them. I know all about them and I can advise people, but I don't really want to do them. So I haven't got that enthusiasm, but I have got enthusiasm for buying part finished properties, tower blocks and all sorts of different things like that. So if you've got a passion for it, go for it. It's always going to be a good strategy, whether it's the next 12 months or the next 5 years. And of course, if you get an option, it could be a 5-year option. So you need to be interested for the next 5 years. Good luck with that. No problem whatsoever. Thanks everyone. I hope you found my answers useful. If you have any further comments, please make them. And if you've got any further questions for my next session, then please leave them on Instagram, Twitter, on my website. No problem whatsoever. I look forward to seeing you soon, and good luck with your property journey.